set off yet. Here's the first cold start of the trip. Turn the idle right up. Yeah. Doesn't like the cold, does it? Right, so I have departed from Norway. I'm about halfway to the Hull ferry. Yeah, so far going not too bad. A couple of small inconveniences, like the transfer case has started pissing all of its oil out, but we'll be fine. I've got a load of spare seals, I've changed them over the other side, and the driver's door lock has stopped working, so now I need to climb into the passenger seat. Well, climb in from the passenger side, which is slightly inconvenient. We've arrived at Hull. What an absolutely gorgeous sunset it is. Right, so currently stopped at Hull, just about to get on the ferry. It's a reasonably uneventful journey, except for one slight incident. Stopped at a service station halfway, locked the door, got out to check if there's any oil leaks underneath. We're pissing oil out the transfer case, and also now the lock for the driver's door is broken, so I've managed to lock myself out. So I had to reach through that door, through that window, and unlock that door so I could then get back in. So I will fix these things tomorrow. Anyway, until the next update. You'll probably not be able to hear me, but we are approaching the water now. It's incredibly busy. I drank far too much beer last night. I am in the Netherlands. I've stopped, I've topped up with oil, I've checked the transfer case oil level. It's actually fine. It needed a lot of engine oil though, but yeah, it does that. Anyway, onwards. Next stop, I'm picking up Dan from a hotel 80 kilometres away, so it should take just over an hour to get there. It's just off the motorway, so it should be easy enough. Onwards to the next update. We are in Germany, and Dan is here now. Hello. Talk camera. So we're in Germany somewhere, and the leak in the transfer case seems to have fixed itself, but we've now got a horrendous leak in the bathroom sump instead, so perfect. So the wind ruined the sound a bit here, but this is the first morning in Europe and we're in Denmark. We took the Puttgarden ferry late last night. We've just basically driven the length of the first Danish island, and we're just camping at the start of the second one. And we're joined with some people we met on the ferry who are on a North Cape trip. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Go to North Cape, four-wheel drive video. Quite a rare vehicle. Anyway, onwards to the next calamity. Right, so first little repair job of the trip so far. Leaking a shit load of oil at the sump. Transfer case seems to have stopped again, somehow. Double check there's actually oil in there. But the engine's now pissing a lot of oil out. Basically it's a new sump gasket I fitted, and it looks like the gasket's just compressed a bit. I need to just go around and nip all the bolts up again.
Yes, day 2 into the adventure.
The first morning abroad.
So what's it like being a greasy truck driver?
It's great being a greasy truck driver. First morning in Denmark, trying to cover the microphone from the wind, taking a wander down to the sketchiest fisherman's jetty thing ever. Quite a cool view though. So we're about to drive over the big bridge into Sweden. And Dan's 150 gram camera is broken. Just the lunch. Nice day though. Glad I can take pictures of it. We have officially entered Sweden, the second most dangerous country in Europe. We're very, very high above the water. It immediately looks very Swedish here.
Volvo!
Yeah, filled with Volvos and flat and weird houses that look like they came from IKEA.
I thought there'd be a lot more IKEAs here in Sweden.
Yes, we're in Denmark. We've turned up at this artillery museum. I can't actually remember the name of it, but I'll dub that over later on. There's a couple of guys here, the proprietors here. They're busy doing a kind of dog training exercise. They gave us their own personalised guided tour for the total sum of 8 cans of Amstel beer, which has been fantastic. All very knowledgeable chap. One old guy that served in the Swedish army in the 70s. He's one of the people behind trying to preserve all of this stuff. These old Scania trucks. Middle one's a Volvo. Here's a Scania. Volvo. Scania. Whatever, this is actually the same age as ours. Looks a hell of a lot newer though. It doesn't really like being filmed, so. But all these buildings are filled up with old Swedish army equipment. Odd bit of German stuff. Howitzer, self-propelled guns. Got a full cavalry set up in there. Very cool place. Very well done too. So I would recommend this place if you're interested in this sort of thing. Yeah, right, so today we're exploring the Mossy car graveyard, which is basically in the woods here in Sweden. Forgot to mention we're in rural Sweden, and some Swedish lunatic over the years has acquired about 150 mostly old weird Swedish cars that I don't know how to identify, and just sort of left them rotting in the woods. A couple of random old Mercedes products, a lot of old Volkswagens as well. Seem to like a good cool Volkswagen to leave in the woods. What's that? What's that hanging off the bottom?
It's exhausted, just like off. It sounds
so yeah, so that was a side track.
Remember, don't fall over.
I did a whole video on this if anyone's interested, but I'll not go too far into it here because I'm busy trying to balance the interests of the travelling community and greasy car people such as ourselves.
Right-hand drive.
Oh yeah.
Actually, kind of something interesting about, I don't know if it's Sweden in particular, but definitely the Netherlands, they used to drive on the left. Maybe it is Sweden I'm thinking of, but that's why it's right-hand drive. Anyway.
Doesn't seem that old though.
It is though, it's right-hand drive. Right, let's run over some cyclists. Done.
And now he climbs out.
It's kind of interesting though, because look, the step actually still functions as a step. It's rotten and fallen off and is now upside down on the ground, but still performs its original function.
Oh wow, this is nice.
Currently driving in rural Sweden, look at that. Right, so this is the start of day 3. We're somewhere in rural Sweden. We're a couple of days behind, well, not a couple of days behind schedule. A day or so behind schedule. We ended up kind of mucking around, seeing loads of stuff yesterday. So the museum is supposed to be closed, but we paid the guys some beer. They gave us their own free guided tour. It's a lot of woodland filled up with abandoned like Nordic cars, you know, Volvo, Saabs, things like that. It was quite interesting. Spent this morning walking around this castle. It's also closed, it seems to be a bit of a theme for Sweden this time of year, but still quite nice to see. Nice little location. Got a bit of a shake from the back wheels, so I've kind of mucked around trying to line them a bit better, so we'll see how we go with that. So, onwards. Things seems to have a little bit of a shake ever since I put the new wheels on it.
It's not got the cone-shaped washers that old Mercedes wheels usually have. So what I'm trying to do is, I've loosened the wheel nuts. I'm just trying to make it align. So hopefully this will work. Driving through a massive Swedish forest, kind of similar to parts of the Trans-Siberian highway, to be honest. Making good progress through Sweden. Interesting landscape, look at that massive boulder. Surprisingly nice country, but not much interesting going on to film. It looks suspiciously like the US Midwest. Welcome to Virginia. Quite nice though. But
how did we end up here?
I don't know. Yeah, we appear to have gotten lost and ended up in Virginia.
Did we get a plane at some point last night?
We must have done, yes. Oh well. Onwards to the next video. And we have found it. The most Swedish thing in Sweden. Absolutely mint, all but 240. That's remarkable. It's going to be very hard to film this and keep steady, but sure I'll manage. Look at that. It is really quite nice here. What an amazing place to live this must be. There's cameraman Dan with his 90 grand Sony camera. Yeah, so the wind completely messed up this segment, but I'm just saying, this is the beginning of day 4. We spent the night in a filthy Swedish truck stop. There's quite a lot of decent places on Overland and Park for night, but like they've all been blocked off, you know, like forest tracks and things to viewpoints and stuff like that, and gates are all closed on them. I don't know if that's just for the winter or maybe they're just fed up with people camping everywhere for free. No. Norway's about 35 miles that way. We're about 35 miles from Norway. I'm just saying we're going to have to hide some of the beer that we've got with us, but I'm not worried about that. Right, so we found another woodland filled with cars to stop at, and then from there it's a little dirt road across the border into Norway. So we're driving on these, it's just dirt roads, apart from this section is paved because of the bridge, it's just exclusively dirt roads, but the scenery is gorgeous. Look at this. What a place. Little islands over there and everything. Again, the wind on this trip was really hard to hide from, but I'm just saying, we've definitely reached the maximum level of Sweden now. What a really, really nice place this is. The wee church in the peninsula sticking out there kind of reminds me of the church in the island in Lake Bled in Slovenia. Really surprisingly nice. I'd love to come back here in the summer to see this properly. We're driving on a gorgeous little Swedish rural dirt road, look at this. What a nice place. As long as I don't get stuck in the ditch. It's like I'm driving with one hand. So we found another mental Swedish person who has, this guy has 2,000 old cars outside of his house. Dan was just saying he read an information sign. It was a scrapyard because Norway introduced tariffs on domestic, was it, to promote domestic production. There's a lot more interesting stuff than the last guy had. I could probably guess the car again. Might be a bit easier this time, to be fair. That's a Saab V4, or it used to be. Diesel. I believe this is what Volvo 144 these things are. Something like that. There's another one. I've decided that after this we're probably done with the whole forest of junk cars thing, so it does just seem to be what you do if you're Swedish. Hoard loads of ancient old cars and dump them around the back of your property, but this one was actually a legitimate business that we're trying to operate to get the wind. It's still a very cool and eerie sight. Glad we came to see it. Look at that. We're on the Norwegian and Swedish border. Norway over there. I'm now entering Norway. This thing looks sick on these dirt roads. I don't think this is the main route into Norway. How long have we been at this for? 3 days? 4 days? Yeah, okay, fourth day. Fourth day of the trip. Nearly at Norway, unless the battery goes flat because I've left the lights on, which it could have done. So we made it to Norway. Coming up in the next video, we do some winter camping. I get extremely hungover on Alisand. We have an absolute debacle on some snow. I do some greasy trucker stuff. We go and see the ski jump in Lillehammer. I do some actual skiing, and we experience even more wind.